All rise. Circuit Court is now in session. Honorable Thomas R. Evans presiding.
Good morning, you may be seated. Calling the case of People versus James J. Bailey, file 20-6335-H. Would counsel identify for the record, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Chief Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Alicia Schwartz appearing on behalf of the people.
Your Honor, Austin R. Rowe appearing on behalf of Mr. Bailey, and Mr. Bailey is seated to my right here.
You may be seated if you'd like, but today is the date and time scheduled for a jury trial in this matter. The case was scheduled to start at 9 a.m. It's now 9:15 a.m. by the court's clock. Are you ready to proceed, Ms. Schwartz?
Your Honor, the people are not ready to proceed at this time. I will let the court know that we did send out subpoenas via mail, our mailer subpoenas. We did get returns on a few of them, but the two critical witnesses for my case, we do not have returns on, and they are not here at this particular time. So I would ask for an adjournment in this particular case to allow us to secure their presence in the courtroom to participate in this proceeding. I understand, obviously, if the court needs to make a different decision, but we appreciate the court's consideration.
Thank you, Ms. Schwartz. It sounds like you're uncertain whether the subpoenas in fact were served or not, but assuming for a moment they were served, when would the alleged victim and the other witness have been ordered to be here?
Our mailer subpoenas indicate that they should appear at the prosecutor's office at 8:30 a.m. To check in with our office so we can make arrangements for them to be in appropriate placement and sequestered from each other. We had one individual that did appear along with my law enforcement officers, but the two other critical witnesses did not appear at 8:30 at our office, and they are not within the building at this time.
Thank you, ma'am. And because of that, you were asking for an adjournment, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And Mr. Rowe, do you have a position regarding that request?
Yes, Your Honor. Defense opposes an adjournment. Defense makes a motion to dismiss the case. This case is over 1.5 years old. Mr. Bailey is presumed innocent but proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. He's had his liberty interest hampered, and because of being on bond status for over 1.5 years, he's not had a speedy trial. He asked the court to dismiss the case. There was previous court dates, which presumably these witnesses could have been located and brought in, at least notified and kept up to date. So Mr. Bailey is asking for a dismissal of the case.
Thank you, sir. Well, very well. First, the court notes that the alleged crime purportedly occurred back on March 8th of 2020, approximately 17 months ago. And presumably it was very shortly thereafter that the charge was brought against the defendant. The court notes further that the defendant was arraigned in 55th Circuit or County back on or about April 27th of 2020. And the court will grant the request of the defendant. Well, first, it does appear to the court the two missing witnesses are crucial to the prosecution's case, being the purported victim and another key witness. Chief Assistant Prosecutor indicates she will not be able to proceed without those witnesses. So the court at least would adjourn today's trial, but considering the age of the case and the other factors involved, the court will grant the defendant's request, and I will dismiss the charge, but I'm going to dismiss the case without prejudice. There might be a distinction without a difference, because presumably people would think long and hard before reissuing any charges in this case. But at least as of today, the people would have that option. So I will order that the case be dismissed without prejudice. Thank you for being here, sir, today from the Sheriff Department. Thank you as well for being here, sir. Thank you, Ms. Schwartz and Mr. Rowell and Mr. Taylor. Is there anything else you wanted to address, Ms. Schwartz,
No, thank you.
or Mr. Rowell?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you all for being here. We'll be in recess.
All rise.